Spotlighters, welcome to another episode of Right in the Spotlight. Right in the Spotlight is a podcast where we will be discussing social issues and trending topics. You might be wondering, what am I going to be speaking about today? Because I have somebody here with me for the first time. Yes, we will be discussing true crime, why women like true crime so much, and of course we are going to be talking about some of our favorite, not really that we like, it's not that we love these
Right.
cases, but these are the cases that stood out to us the most, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's go, and before I do that, let me introduce to you my guest. Here with me, I have my cousin, Carrie. Carrie, do you want to tell them something about you?
I'm Carrie. As she said, we're cousins. Obviously, I love true crime. Else I wouldn't be here. And what should I say? I like to DIY. I'm a creative person, so that's it, really.
Do you want to pick up your, highlight any of your social media? Right now?
Sure, creative.content. I do resume writing, cover letters, LinkedIn, revamps, and so forth. So check us out. That is at creative.content, creative with a K.
Creative with a K, content with a C.
Right.
I said that in my first
Okay.
podcast.
Right.
But yes, Carrie, why do you think women love true crime so much? Because on social media, they're like, this is how women are. We're always listening to true crime. When did you start listening to true crime stories?
Honestly, I cannot remember exactly when, but I think it's more than 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I was in university when I really started developing a love for true crime. I don't tell me where it came from or how, but I just know that I love listening to them. I love to see how the stories develop and what's the what happens at the trial, and
Yes.
sometimes I even research what happened to parties that may have been involved that after the trial and
Right,
so
the survivors.
forth. Right.
Well, for me, actually, I did not really listen to podcasts as much, but when I was working in my last workplace, my coworker used to listen to it while she works, and then when I went to work from home and I didn't have anybody to talk to at work, I turned to true crime, and then that's when I realized that, okay, this podcast is really interesting. I listened to it back to back, like episodes even in the night. Then I started to become very paranoid. I was so paranoid.
It
And
does
then
that to you sometimes.
yes,
You have to
yes,
take a
yes.
break from it sometimes.
But at least it makes me be a little bit more aware of my
Right.
surroundings. So
Mm-hmm.
even this morning, I listened to true crime as I woke up, and I don't know if it's something that I should be doing, but it does something to me, something good.
I do that sometimes. Sometimes I find that this may sound weird to other people, but to be honest, sometimes when I feel a little bit, sad or out of it, I say, "Oh, it's been a while since I listened to true crime. Let me go and listen to true crime." And it automatically makes me better. I don't know if that makes. We're not psychos, but it's just something we just can't explain. And why women like it, I really don't know.
Yeah, I think women, I have other friends who actually listen to true crime just as much as we do. And if I see Carrie somewhere in a room doing something, washing the dishes, ironing, she's actually listening to true crime.
I do that sometimes while I'm doing my chores. I'm listening to true crime.
So do you remember like your favorite not really podcast, because you're not really the podcast?
Yeah, I don't really listen. I don't
You
really
like to
listen.
watch.
I like to, even if though sometimes I'm busy, I just prefer to probably go on YouTube and where I can, sometimes look on the video to see what they're saying. So I prefer
and to
video.
see what the perpetrator looks like.
I like to.
Yeah.
I like the video more.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the videos because I used to listen to or watch True Crime Daily.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I tend to listen to podcasts more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm doing something I can't really watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Right.
listen and imagine what the person looks like, and then afterwards, when I have time, I actually, look to see what the
Mm-hmm.
suspects or the person who was locked up for the crime, what they
Mm-hmm.
look like, and um, of course the victims as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I take it very personal. So what are you listening to now? As in, which true crime have you like? What was the last thing? Do you remember?
I don't remember the last. Honestly, I don't remember because, to be honest, I've given it a break. But I do remember. That's not because I don't want to listen to it though,
I,
but that's because I've been, busy doing some personal projects. But I listen to some on Snapchat. You have some people
mm-hmm,
that have their
mm-hmm,
thing, and
mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly
And on
the
TikTok. But
yeah.
Kerry, I think this morning I saw you listening to Shanquella case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yeah, that was the last one. Actually, I just
Yeah,
remember that was
the
the last
Cabo. If
one.
you're wondering which case is the Cabo 6
Yeah,
in Mexico, where
Mexico.
one person who ended up going out to vacation with her friends,
Mm-hmm.
she did not return home alive. She actually died on the
Yeah,
trip, and the friends were acting
and they were
suspicious.
saying that she died of alcohol overdose or something
Yeah,
like that.
but
But then the video came out where they were basically beat. Well, what's
yeah,
her name again? The friend?
oh,
I
my
don't
friend,
remember.
alleged, guys, it's alleged.
Alleged. Well,
Um,
it was caught on camera. She was
Dejanay,
beating. She was
Dejanay.
actually beating her.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and they were videoing it while some of the friends were videoing it while
doing nothing.
yeah, doing nothing while the other friend is beating her and like,
Yeah.
oh, Shanquella, aren't you gonna fight
At
back?
least fight back, and I'm like, if
Frenemies. That's not what you call frenemies.
I know, right?
But yes, the one that has me like every day, every day listening is the Idaho.
Oh
The
yeah, you
Idaho
told me about
4.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really
Yes.
took the time to research that
Yeah.
thoroughly,
So
but
there
yeah.
there were 6 roommates in Idaho. They're college students. 4 died. You can look it up now. They have a suspect
Mm-hmm.
actually, and he's actually a PhD student in
Mm.
criminology, and I think he also does some amount of lecturing. Yeah,
Oh,
assistant
yeah,
lecturing. Yeah.
PhD. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're like me, then that means you think a lot. Now, I think we can all agree when I say that it's better to write down your thoughts and your goals than to keep them in your head. Our 6 by 9 line journal is ideal for this. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can write down your random thoughts, your goals, your travel plans, your budget, and even if you're into creative writing, you can write down those short stories. The journal has a motivational quote on each page to keep you going, and every 10th page is decorated. So, yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go into our second segment where we'll be talking about the case that one of the cases that really stood out to us. Okay, I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear which case stood out to you and why.
Well. So for me now, it's in US in Detroit.
They're always in the US.
And most of the times, even some crazy thing happen in Australia as
Oh
well,
yeah.
or even Britain. But anyways, this happened in Detroit, right? And what's her name again? Michelle. I don't remember her first name, but it's
Her
her
last
last name is
name.
Michelle, right?
No, her last name is her first name is Michelle.
So what was her name again?
I think it's Michelle Blair you're
Yeah,
referring
Michelle
to.
Blair. Right, Michelle Blair,
Mm-hmm.
and she is dubbed the Freezer Mom.
The freezer mom. I've heard this story before.
Yes. Of course.
Mhm.
So now she had 4 children,
Mhm.
and it reached a point where she was being evicted.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, when the people went there to, clear her things out of the place,
Mhm.
they found two dead bodies, right, of children,
Mhm.
right? And when everything came out, we found out that the children were age 13 and age 9. But not just that. It's not yesterday or today. Those bodies were in there. Those bodies were in there for, I think, 2 years. 2 years. And when they went in there, the place was unkept and so forth. And what really stood out to me is the fact, well, just a little backstory. She said the reason why she killed her two oldest is because, well, what should I say now? She assumed that, or suspected that, the two eldest were molesting her youngest son, right? So she killed the daughter first, and then
No, the son first.
it was the son first.
I think it was the son first. I
She
guess to
killed-
take him
oh, yeah.
out of his
She
misery, no?
killed the son first.
And about a year after, she killed the daughter.
Because I think she said that the daughter knew about it but didn't say anything. So, right, she killed the son. And not just that, she tortured them before.
Hold on, because I want to know if I got the story wrong, right? Actually, I think what I got from it was that the son was telling the mother that the daughter was molesting him. The daughter that she killed after she killed the son.
I don't even remember. I don't remember.
Comment down below if you know the story, and you can, clear that up for us.
I don't remember exactly who got killed first, but she killed both of them. And on her trial, I remember she did not show any remorse. She did not refer to them as her kids anymore. Like, she said those weren't her kids, and I don't remember exactly the name that she called them, molesters or something like that. She wanted nothing to do with them. It's like they were never her kids. And that really stood out to me, because I'm like, you're their mom, you killed them, you lived with them for 2 years, you passed the freezer
Every
day, and you ate, you slept, you watched TV
with your other kids
in the house as well. Because remember, she had 4 kids and she killed 2 with your other kids and everything, and nobody knew of this. And it was like, it her conscience, she doesn't have a conscience. And then to hear her say that she didn't regret it in trial, and that it's like those kids, like, she hated those even after the fact. It's like, that case really, really rocked me, and it made me stop watching true crime for a while. Just sometimes you need a breather, because you're like, oh my god. So that case really, really stood out to me.
Yeah. And I saw you put something up on your status, and that's when I went and looked up that case. I've heard about it before, but not in depth. And what stood out to me also is the fact that how can the fathers not know that their child was missing, or they didn't come to the location to see their child?
Was there a father? Any father in the picture?
No, I don't think they cared that much.
And that is another problem for another day, another story for another day.
And that's why fathers are very important.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And of course.
All right. So what about you? What stood out to you?
Well, the case that stood out to me was the Chris Watts case. Chris Watts. Is it Watt or Watts? Do you know?
I think it's Watts.
Watts.
Yeah.
He's not so bright though. His last name is Watts, but he's not so bright. But anyway, he killed his wife, his pregnant wife, and his 2 daughters. So what had happened is that they were having marital problems, and she went on a business trip. She came back home very early, at about 2 a.m. Her friend dropped her off. Chris had the 2 daughters that all of that day when she was out, and how she went missing was her friend, reported her missing because she had a doctor's appointment and she did not turn up for it.
Oh yeah, she was
was
pregnant.
right. She was texting her and she did not hear from her. The husband, Chris, was acting very weird. So she reported it to the police. When the police got to the house, he was acting as if he doesn't know. He hadn't seen her from the day before. And what kind of broke the case or made him look suspicious? How he was acting when the neighbor came over the house, and they actually was viewing the neighbor's security camera, and they saw that early in the morning after she was dropped off by her friend, Chris was seen putting things in his truck. And he later confessed, and also her body was found at his workplace. I think it was near his workplace or on the grounds where he worked. She was buried, wrapped in sheets, and of course it's the same bed sheets from their bed, And what he did after he killed his wife and buried her, he actually took the older child and smothered her, threw her in the oil tank
where he works.
And I can remember it was said that the little girl, the smaller baby, she asked her father, "Are you going to do the same thing you did to Bella?" Because Bella was the name of the older one. And he took her and he smothered her and also threw her in the oil tank. And that is why this stood out to me. Throwing your babies in an oil tank, and you did not have to kill your babies.
Exactly.
You did not have to kill the wife either, but you also did not have to kill the babies. And I think also what broke the case was when the matey come out, the matey come out and spoke about it, that he was having an affair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. And I think, I'm not sure if she wrote a book, but I think she used the opportunity to come out, highlight everything. When she realized that she not get what she didn't want anymore, so she make sure come out and talk. Or maybe
she did not really see him as this type of person to
probably
kill his wife and kids, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I think his parents still believe to this day that this man is innocent.
Really?
And that he was forced to confess. But the first thing that he did was to say that, okay, the wife actually killed the girls. And then because he was angry about it, or she did not deserve to live, that's why he ended up killing her.
But evidence tells otherwise.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That was just something he wanted to say to get out of it.
So sad.
I too I'm familiar with the case. It's been a while since I've really looked back on it. And
lucky. He is lucky that he is overseas eating people's tax.
I know, right?
I'm not even sure if I believe in the death penalty, but
death penalty. Remember, after you wait so long, so on the death penalty, sometimes you end up staying in prison for how many years, and you die, and they still don't do what they're doing. So I don't even know.
I don't know. I think people should be able to live with what they did, in a sense, and maybe after a while they can do what they feel like doing with them. I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Some things are just so harsh and just so.
True.
I don't even know. But you say some people are supposed to live with their thoughts, but remember that some people don't. They don't have any remorse. Some people actually don't care. So it's just a whole lot, to be honest.
What is your favorite case? If you're watching on my YouTube, please go ahead and comment. What case would you say? I mean, we don't really necessarily want to say it's your favorite, but which case stood out to you as it relates to true crime, and why do you believe that women like true crime so much? But we can't end it like this, guys. Mentioning something from Jamaica, where Jamaica's crime rate is so high. Which case can you think of that kind of stood out to you? Maybe recently, long time ago. Which case in Jamaica?
Well, for me, it's quite recent. It happened last year, 2022. With the Russian Bradford. Is Bradford or
Barnett.
Yeah, that young guy who killed his cousins, the mother and the four children. That was really harsh, and over money and support.
Foolishness.
It's
Foolishness.
crazy, like heartless young boy just threw away his entire future. So that really, really stood out to me.
5 people
And children, like even one was what, two. She was 2.
It was a boy. The youngest was a boy.
Is a boy?
Yeah, but I don't remember his age.
Yeah, why I remember is that at the time my daughter was 2, and I'm like, that's my daughter's age. She's a baby, so.
Yeah, it's sad.
Very sad.
And then he's gonna act as if it is self-defense.
Crazy.
This cousin took you in after everybody refused you, and you couldn't think about that. Rather, you're thinking about a little this probably so-called diss him, you know,
Jamaican. But I realize with Jamaicans too, they don't. Most Jamaicans don't know how to resolve issues without violence or something.
Right.
Which is very sad as well. So
everybody wants to have the upper hand. Watch me at you. Kind of.
But to do that to a mom and for children, young children, that's crazy.
Yeah, definitely crazy.
So
what me?
Yeah, what about you?
I'm always holding back, right? So many cases right now. What's her name again? The Connie Jackson case.
Oh yeah, that one.
That also stood out to me, and I can remember some of the times when I used to, like boom. I don't boom ride anymore,
Yeah, these times.
I don't, because, she knew him for a little while before he took her and took her to his house and did what he wanted to do with her and dumped her body. And then he went on to move her body from where he originally dumped her, and then he's gonna act as if he does not know where she is.
That to show us that we can't really trust anybody these days.
Yeah, we have to be very, very careful. Yeah,
honest.
And you can't even tell by looking who is gonna do you what.
Exactly.
So that definitely stood out. And the Kill and Collie case as well. I don't even remember how it goes.
That was years ago.
I was like, I don't even think I was a teenager.
I was probably a teen.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Or very young. I don't really remember much, but
if you remember the details, guys, you can always comment below if you're watching on YouTube. All right, so I think that's it. Do you have anything to add before we go? Anything you want to say? So what? I don't think we have answered the question. Why do women like true crime so much? I think it's, you have a lot of TikTok that plays on the joke. Why how some men be treating their woman like this when she's listening to true crime.
That we find it relaxing.
That's like a warning sign. It's not a warning sign.
I really can't say why women really like it. Maybe it's just, or some women like it.
Some women,
but maybe it's based on our makeup. I don't know. We like to hear things from other angles, and we like to
try to figure things out, investigate. We have this, we just like to investigate.
Naturally investigative people, women are. So most women will like that sort of stuff. So maybe that's why.
Doesn't mean we're wicked people.
Oh hell no.
All right, so thank you so much, Carrie, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Good little talk.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope we can do this again sometime.
I hope so.
Oh my gosh, we know what we had to, dodge in order to speak in silence in a good environment. But anyway, thanks again, and that's it for this episode of Right in the Spotlight. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button, subscribe. Remember, you can go ahead and follow Kare's business page, creative.content, on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere else?
Just Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can follow my page, Ray's Media, on Instagram. And I am Ray, and you were right in my spotlight. See you again soon. Bye-bye. Mic check, mic check. Knock, knock, knock. Mic check, mic check. Knock, knock, knock.
Me a knock.
Knock, knock.
Me a knock.
Hold on. Right. Wait.
Okay, man, get it together.
Hey, Spotlighters. Here. So yes, of course, I will definitely share mine. It is definitely the